Hello and welcome back. I'm Deirdre and today is the first video of my October series, Empty Nest Downsizing. If you think that this sounds like something you might be interested in, please join in, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll know when I put up a video. Give me a thumbs up to let me know that this is the sort of video that interests you. I want to talk about the fact that downsizing can be a fabulous time to reconnect with your dreams. And I know, I've done it, that it's a really massive transitional time and it can feel like an ending. It can feel negative. You're closing down your family home. It's an ending. It's a time when you're shedding the possessions of a lifetime that you've accumulated and looked after because they made your family home feel like home. So many of these things that we have just had around us are now no longer needed in our lives, and more to the point, we no longer will have the space for them. So it is an ending in many ways, but it's also a time when you can choose to reconnect with your dreams, to take some time out, to give yourself some self-care, to re-establish the authentic part of you, the part of you that's been with you from the time you were a small child, maybe got a bit lost or pushed aside in those busy years of career and family and study and all of the other things that we do, and now suddenly there's some time and you go, oh my god, this is time, this is what I've been waiting for, some me time. And it's not a me time in a selfish way, but it's a me time that will nurture and support you and give you the passion and the drive to go through and open up to the years that you have ahead of you, which for many of us will be hopefully a very long time. It's often retirement and downsizing comes at a time when, for previous generations, we're looking at declining health and all of those things, but I think we as a generation are so much healthier and have a much more youthful approach to almost everything than even the generation before us. Many of us are looking forward to long and very healthy older years, and in order to do that you need something that is giving back to you. You need to have reconnected with some of that passion, that drive that you had when you were young. There are ways to connect with those dreams that give you a feeling that is the same, even if it's not the actual thing that you were doing. For example, if you wanted to be a vet when you were a kid, then maybe you can work in an animal shelter as a volunteer. Maybe you can become a cat lady. That's always a thought, you know, live with your 23 cats. Hey, I'm sure there are worse things that can happen to people. It's not happening to me yet. Dodged a bullet yesterday. I was out with some young friends, very young, 7 to 12-ish, not quite, and they really wanted me to adopt a kitten, but thankfully the pet shop had no kittens. Whew, that was close, wasn't it? Now, downsizing can be a really overwhelming time, so please don't think that I'm saying, hey, take on something large and ambitious, big dream that you've had, now you're going to try and add that to the many other things that you're trying to juggle at the moment. I'm really thinking you can start with baby steps. I'm not suggesting that you commit to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Hey, taking a walk around your neighbourhood, just engaging with your environment again, saying hello to a neighbour that you haven't met before. Doesn't have to be a big intense conversation, just good morning, lovely day, or oh, it's a bit cold, or whatever. That's all it needs, and a smile, and carry on, and you know, have a destination in mind, maybe coffee at the other end or a cup of tea or whatever it is that you would like, and that may be enough to start your dreams of being out in the fresh air and the open and just enjoying life. Maybe you've always wanted to own a business and you've also always loved a bit of a thrift shop moment, and you rescue a piece of furniture and you paint it or you refurbish it in some way. Maybe you could combine the two and have a small business in refurbishing some furniture. It would give you something that you really enjoy doing, plus it rescues furniture from becoming junk and being junked, and we all know that the world needs an awful lot more of repurposing and salvaging along the way. Maybe you missed out on the formal education that you would have enjoyed. For various reasons, a lot of people did, and it could have been because you had family obligations or you weren't encouraged to do that. But now you can. You can perhaps baby steps again, take a course, a single course at your local community college or university. Perhaps you can just simply go and enjoy some of the free lectures that many of the colleges and universities will offer to the neighbourhood. I would encourage you to layer social on top of as many of your dream activities as you can, because social is so important as we get a little bit older. It's really the pumping heart of healthy aging is to be social. So while you can find a course on virtually anything on things like Udemy or Skillshare and various other platforms out there, I also think that it's important to perhaps get out and into the community and get engaged. The University of the Third Age, the U3A, that's something I'm going to start doing next year. There are just so many opportunities to engage with the things that you've always been interested in and not have the expectation of, but will it earn you a living, layered on top of it. You can just do it for fun, for interest, for passion. A story I heard recently about a woman who was in her 70s, I think, in New York, and she had always had a passion for Egyptology, and she became expert on some obscure, to be fair, type of Egyptian pottery. And she has become, in her 80s and 90s, the go-to person for the world to ask about this particular sort of pottery. And I thought, how amazing. So she goes out and she gives lectures about it now, and people come to her and ask her questions, and she's the one with the answers. The other thing that you can do to reconnect with your dreams is to give yourself a bit of self-care. It's the time to stir things up a bit. Maybe, if you want to, obviously, you know me, I'm never one to say what you should do. I'm only just throwing things out there that you could do. For example, maybe it's time to change your hair colour. Maybe you've been staying a darker colour, that one that you used to be, but now you're not, and you can embrace the white. In my case, it's great to not colour your hair. This is freedom, plus it's much healthier and it's infinitely cheaper to not have to colour. So there you go, embrace your white. But get a new haircut. Have a really good stylist do it for you, and if that is something that you would enjoy. Maybe you've always felt that, you know, slightly self-conscious. Maybe you've had slightly crooked teeth, or you feel like you need some TLC to make your teeth white and beautiful. Then take yourself along to a dentist and get a quote, because I don't believe that we should say, oh, I'm too old for that. Forget that. Who knows how long we have on this planet? You may have 30 years, and who knows how you will feel if you have these transparent things. And somebody will remind me what they're called, but they're basically a transparent form that fits over your teeth, and they get changed every couple of weeks. It's like having braces, but they're not visible. And you could have your teeth straight within, I think it's less than a year. And while you think, oh, a year's a long time, how fast does a year go? Maybe it's not that. Maybe you just need a dentist to go through and clean your teeth up beautifully. Maybe a slight whitening or repairing some teeth that aren't in top condition. Yes, it can be expensive, but ask them if they have a payment plan. See if your insurance covers it. And if not, maybe it's time to spend a little bit of money on something that would mean so much to you. The same goes for doing things that like I've got to have done because I have these hooded eyes and they're starting to get in the way of my vision, and I really have to have a blepharoplasty, which is not fun to think about, but it's a family thing. We have hooded eyes that slips lower and lower, and I mean, my father had his done twice in his life because they just got so low they were interfering with his eyesight, and that's effectively where mine are going now. And so that will be something I will do next year, I think. I haven't actually set the appointment date yet. I'm nervous about this, as you can probably tell. But these are the sorts of things that make us feel better. It's not about, oh, I want to look like I'm 18. For me, it's not actually about that. It's about being able to see, which is a big plus, being able to see. The upside of it is that it will stop my eyes looking quite so old. Maybe you've got badly damaged skin for some reason from too much sun. I have had some laser done to these little broken capillaries which were damaged when I was first diagnosed, or that happened before I got diagnosed with the bone marrow cancer that I have, when my blood was very, very thick and it was literally bursting my little capillaries, the tiny blood vessels. and I was very red-faced. I noticed that my blood got a little bit out of whack when I was away earlier this year, and I have got these broken capillaries again. Now, I'll think about having those done with a vascular laser, and here in Australia, if they're visible from, I think it's from a metre, that the government will actually contribute to the cost of having them done, which is quite nice. Maybe you want to change your glasses or set up a skincare routine that suits you. Anything that will make you feel better. Later on in this month, I'll be talking about setting up a capsule wardrobe and how to set it up with sort of units so that it's not getting rid of a whole lot of clothes, it's just making sure that the ones that you have work really well together. That might be something that lifts your whole spirit, reassessing how to wear your clothes. So you see what I'm aiming at. Who knows, maybe you're going to renovate yourself, maybe you might renovate your home, and yes, I will talk about restyling your home or having a new style for your downsize. Talk about those things later in the month. Any of these things can be the way to find your way back to your authentic self. I would encourage you to not think about the negative ending part of downsizing, but rather to see it as a time when you can dive deep into your soul and find those dreams. You can dust them off and bring them out into the sunlight, breathe some new life into them, because in the end, if you have passion for life, then you become inspirational for other people around you. Dive deep, find those little parts of your soul that you have perhaps neglected for far too long. Bring out those dreams and give them a bright, shiny new life. There you are, beginning of October and the empty nest downsizing. I hope that something in here resonated with you, that there's something you can take away that makes your life better. If there is, I'd love you to subscribe, join us, let me know that you like this sort of video, and whatever you're doing today, I hope you're having a lovely time, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!